In this video, we're going to recreate the pricing plan from the WP Grid Builder. Hi, my name is Stratos and I'm constantly producing video tutorials about WordPress. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. So the purpose of this video is to help you understand how to build more complex stuff with Oxygen, and we're not going to duplicate the whole page. We're just going to, I think we're just going to duplicate the first section with the pricing cards. So we're going to stop there. Everything else I think it's pretty easy to do, and this is the more advanced stuff that you have to create, and this also is a little bit more advanced. So let's start by going into the website. We're going into pages and we're going to add a new page. The page should be named pricing or something, pricing. Okay, and publish that, publish again, edit with Oxygen. And let's see, we have first the pricing plan that has an off-white background, and I think it's not a straight line, it has a little bit of tilt. So we're going here, we're going to add a section, and inside the section, which will have the background color of something like this. I'm not going to take these same colors, of course. I'm going to add a heading. The heading is a pricing, and this should go into the middle. And now I can grab that and go and add also the text, and this go here, and this will have a little bit of margin, something like that. Also I have a little bit of space inside here, a little bit of space inside here, and then I have a shape divider of bottom, and let's select the shape divider, which will be angle. Okay, this is like that, I think. Okay, the height is let's say 100. No, it's less. Let's go for 50, something like that. The color is white, it's the color of the next section, and we have something like that, I think. Okay, next we're going to add another section. Let's open also the structure. And now you have to go and understand how this is built. So in order to build something like that, of course we have to go for 3 columns, and inside a column I will also add a div. This div will be for the whole card. Then if you have a pricing table that has also a premium color in here, you have also to add another div just for this box, and then add those icons inside here, and then add another div just for this box, and add everything else inside here. Since we don't have another color here, I can do that with one div inside here, and then I can go ahead and put all of those settings inside. Now as you can see, these are 4 little groups. So this is one group, this is the second group, this is the third group, and this is the fourth group. So I can also create 4 divs and have them aligned vertically, and have them a little bit of space inside here, and this will give you a little bit more control on what you're doing. You don't have to put more space inside here, and you can put an even space between those divs. So I think I can do just like that for divs, and I will put everything inside the correct div. So let's go back, and we're going to add first the columns, and this is 3 columns. Okay, now that I have the columns, I'm ready to start building. The first thing is going to add a div. So I'm going to add a div inside my first column. Okay, it didn't go into the first column, and it went here. So I'm going to delete the columns as well, because in some cases I have found problems here. So now that I have my columns and I have the 3 divs inside, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to add a div. So this div will be renamed like the pricing div. So let's click here, and it's good to rename those because it's a more complex build that you have to do. So it's good to rename those. So this is a pricing card, or the whole div or something, pricing card. Okay. Okay, now that I have that div, and also I have to go and select a class, pricing card. Okay, inside that I have 4 divs, so I'm going to add a div, and this div should be duplicated 4 times. Okay, the first is the name, I think, of the program. Okay, name and icon. So this is the name of the div, the name of the pricing. So let's go for price name, price name. Okay, then we have the price amount, the money that you're going to pay, price price money. Then we have the price feature. Maybe price was not good name, so price features. And then we have rename price. I'm keep deleting everything, but I shouldn't. Price, what was it? Price button. I think it was the price button. Yeah, it was the price button. So now that I have those 4, I can go and add some custom classes. So price name, price name. Okay. This is the price money. Okay, this is the price feature. Price features. And last one is the price button. Of course, for you, if it was a real website, you should probably use another method to name those. Price button. Okay, now that I have created those, I can go into the price card and I can put, if I want, a size for the pricing card, and I can go for, let's say, 400 pixels, something like that. So let's go here and let's go for the sizing and spacing, and let's go for the height of 400 pixels and see how it looks. Okay, so it's something like that. Let's go for 500 pixels. 500 pixels. Okay, something like that, I think. Okay, we're going to start like that and we're going to see later on. Now for the width is I'm going for 100% of the whole column, and I know that I will change that later on. Then I'm going for the prices, and here I'm going to go for 100% of the width every time. So the width will be 100% for everything. One 100%, and 100%. Okay, it's not something that you should do in the beginning to put what 100%, because you only need to put some fields inside here and maybe they don't need to go inside there, but it's okay. So let's go inside this div and I'm going to put that in the middle of this div. So let's do that the same for this div. This is the columns and this div as well. Okay, and then inside the pricing card I need that to put here center and middle. Okay, and here we're going to put those in the center and middle as well. I think they are centered. Everything is centered. No, they're not exactly centered, because if you center those, they will not be equal inside here. So we're going to see how we can fix that. And let's here put that. Okay, let's put everything in center and middle, and we're going to change that later on. Okay, center middle and center middle, of course. Okay. Now, first, let's start from here, and Now that, of course, those have shrinked in the middle, and this is why. So I need to go here and put that on top, not on the middle. So if it goes on top, or if it goes in space between, or space around, no, space between, we will see that it will be a little better, but we're going to fix it later on, so we don't need to worry about that right now. So first, let's go into the pricing, and we're starting by an icon and then the program name. So we're going to add here an icon. Okay, the icon is this one, and of course let's add the custom class, which will be inside the price name. So it should be price name icon. Okay, and then we have a text or a heading, which is the program that you're choosing. So here is the price name program. Okay, and the first one is the basic, and this has an icon of something. I don't know what this I'm sure that I cannot find that, but I'm going to put an icon here just to have something. So this is this one. Okay, and of course you can go ahead and select other colors, and which color is this? Is something like a blue, so we have something like that. Light blue, what is it? I don't know, maybe something like that. Okay, so let's put that in the colors just to have it like a global blue. Okay, add it, and now I can go ahead and select also the color to be blue. No, the color is not blue of the text. Let's delete that, and of course you can change how you want this to be appearing. Now remember that the headings have some padding inside because they have a line height, and you have to go into the typography and select the line height to be 1, so it will be remove the space around that, so you can easily adjust how you want it. After that, we have something with the price. So we have here a $sign, which is a little bit up, not in the same height as the 49, as you can see, and the year is down here. So let's see how we can do that. We can do that by creating maybe 3 divs, one side by side. The first div should go on top of the whole div. The second will go into the middle of the whole div, and the third will go into the bottom of the whole div. And this is a div inside the price div here. And this is how you can do a thing like that. So let's go and see if I'm correct. And let's go here. So I'm going to add here another div, and this is for the pricing. So if I go here, I can select this div and I can name that as pricing. Rename pricing. Okay. And of course, this should have also a custom class, because you should add custom classes since you're going to duplicate everything. And here, let's put pricing. Okay. And then inside here, which it's going to go for 100% of my width, I'm going to add 3 more divs. So I'm going to add a div, and this div should be duplicate 3 times, duplicate, and duplicate again. So I have 3 divs, and let's stack them horizontally. And the first one, as you can see, is the $sign. Now remember that these divs don't have a margin or a padding, don't have a height or a width, so you just basically can see them right here, but in the front end you will not be able to see them like that. So here I'm going to add an icon. icon, which is the pricing icon. This div is for the dollar sign. So the div is pricing sign div, and this actual icon is the pricing sign with no div icon sign icon. Okay, this is a dollar. Let's see if we have a dollar. If we don't, this will not look the same. Yeah, we have a dollar. Okay, of course it's not the same, but we're going to change a little bit of the size and everything else. And next we have the price, the actual price, and this is a number. So we're going to add a heading here, and here I haven't selected also to change the tags, but you can do that. You can change that to H3 or something, and then go and change, of course, the font size. Here I'm going to select it's 4, and this is 49, and this should be not 46, 49. Okay, and this is the let's see, the pricing amount, pricing dollars, I don't know, something like that for the actual CSS. Pricing amount. Okay. Keep in mind that it takes some time to put all the divs inside, all the custom CSS, but it will help you later on if you want to make changes. So do not skip that. It's really important. And this is the pricing amount div. Okay. Okay, I left some spaces, pricing amount div, and this should have a hyphen instead of space at class. And now the next is per year. So we have the heading again, or I can use a text and maybe a text, which will be black, but I'm not going to change the color right here. So let's go to enter first something, and this is the pricing year. Okay, and this is black. And for the div, this is the pricing year div. Pricing year div. Okay, enter that. So we have those 3 elements, and this should go per year, something like that. Now I can select the pricing, which is this div, and this is why you named all of those, so I can know that this is inside the price money, and I can select that to be in the not middle, sorry, in the center. Okay, and now all of those should have something different, and because they don't have a space, and they grabbing the divs grabbing the space of their items, they cannot go how they want it until they fix it. So let's go for the 49, and let's put here font size of 30, 40, something like that. 40, no, 50, 60. Okay, 60. I think 60 is good, and let's go for 600. No, let's go for 700. Let's go for 900, something like that. Okay, so now the dollar sign is on top because this is how it looks, and this should go on bottom. To go this on the bottom and this in the middle, I have to do some changings. This is in the middle, this is on top, as you can see, but it should go and be a little bit smaller, like 30, something like that. Yeah. This should go and change the typography line height of 1, so it will not have too much space and maybe a little bit smaller, but let's leave it like that. And now for the year I have to go inside the div and I have to go on advanced size against spacing, and for the height of the width, the div, I have to go 100%, so it will be the full line. And then I can go inside the div, of course, and I can say that I want that to be like that, and on the bottom, horizontal and bottom. Okay, so now I have, as you can see, the same layout. Let's see how it looks in the front end, because this is where it matters. But sadly, I didn't choose to open that in a new window, and we have something like that. So, okay, let's go back. And we're waiting. Okay, and let's open that in a new tab. Now, as you can see, I have something like that. Of course, it's not looking the same, but we're going to choose to make more changes. And I think this is way too bigger than what I have expected here. So let's see here. I'm going to add now the box shadow just to have a little bit of image how big is my pricing tables. So let's go into the, let's open the structure and let's go to the inside div, the pricing card. And this pricing card, we're going into advanced, we're going into effects, and box shadow, let's go for black, 0, 0, and let's go for 5, something like that. And I'm going to put it like 30 or something. Let's save that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, and as you can see now it's looking like that. So I know now how much space it's taking, and I know that this has a little bit of round corners, and also I should go and put those on top. So let's first put the corners. Now I'm jumping through and forth here, which is not great, but let's see. Borders for the pricing card. Okay, let's go for 10, something like that, I think. Let's go for 10. And for the columns, I'm going to put those with a negative margin. So let's go for a margin, and let's go and put a negative of okay, we're waiting. Something like that, I think. Save changes. And let's see a little bit more. Okay, I can see that the line goes straight to the words. So let's go for something like that. So save changing and see how it looks. Okay, and now I have to go and put the Z index for the divs to be 1. So let's go for the pricing card and let's go to advanced. Let's go to layout. And let's go here for the Z index to be 1. So it will basically be on top. And let's see now. Okay, and now I need to put a little bit of background. So this will not be like here how it looks. So let's go back to the background, and background color should be white. Okay, let's save that. And let's continue with the next one, which is for year, which is pretty simple, and it will be added inside the pricing money. This is the pricing, and we have the 3 divs, and underneath that pricing, we're going to add a text, and this text should be for one side, and this should have a color of blue. So this should be text color of blue, and baby font white of 600 or something, and then a little bit of space between that heading, that pricing div, and the text that is here. So let's go into advanced, sizing and spacing, and let's put a margin of 10. Okay, save that. And let's go to the next one, which are those. So these are divs, of course, because we have every row is another div. So we have an icon and then we have a text. So those all are inside a div like that. Okay, so let's go here. And inside here that we have the pricing feature, which is the div. And here I have selected in the center, and you will see that this is a mistake, because once I add here a div, which will be the price feature div and not features. Okay, price feature div, price feature div. Okay, and this will have an icon. Okay, this icon is the price feature icon. Price feature icon. Okay, and then we have a text with the price feature text. Okay, this inside that div will have to go horizontal, and let's go and grab the text, 1 year of support. Okay, 1 year support. And then the div should have those aligned in the middle. Let's go here and let's change that to a check. I think it's a square check. Am I right? Yeah, with light blue for the background and a blue color for the actual check. So we have a solid. No, we have none, or an outline. This is an outline. No, this is a solid. What is it? Okay, we're not going to use this one. We're going to use just the check with a solid. Okay, this one. The check with a solid. So the color of the icon is this one, and the color of the background is this one, but a little bit of light, something like that. Okay. After that, I'm going to put the icon size to be 20 and the space around to be 10. No, to be less than 10, to be 2. And of course, this is way too big. I should grab a better icon, but I don't have any. It doesn't matter. So let's go to advanced sizing and spacing, and we need to put a little bit of margin, around 5 pixels, something like that, 5 pixels. So now that we have this div and everything is in class, I can go and duplicate that. How many times we have it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So we're going to duplicate that 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then I'm going inside the div, not inside, select the div and leave a little bit of space down here. So we have a margin of 5, maybe a little bit less. Sizing and spacing, and maybe, let's see, with 3. Let's see with 4, something like that. I think the icon should go and be a little less. Yeah, the icon should definitely be smaller. 10, something like that. Okay, and this should not be as subtle as it is, as vivid. I think something like that. Okay, let's save that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, it's better, as you can see. And now we're going to grab the text. Okay, one active website. Next is all add-ons included. And the next is 20% renew discount, which is in bold. Now, because this is in bold, and if I do that in bold, I think it will be, no, it will not be everything. I think this is an HTML. Let's see if it will change everywhere. Yeah, it will change everywhere. So because this is changing everywhere, you have to select the last one, and you have to do it with another custom class if you want, just to be also the same. So we can go and select pricing, feature, text, last, something like that. So pricing, price, yeah, feature, text, last. You can also do that in the ID instead of the class, but because we're going to create a duplicate of that, we're going to need to have classes to change those things. So we're going to put that at 70, and that is only the one that is changing. Now I can go and select the price feature text just to have that as well here, in order if I'm going to do another changing, I want that not to mess it. So as you can see, now that I have aligned that in the middle, it looks like this. And this is why I shouldn't do that, and I'm going to uncheck the center, and now they went everything in the left, but they went too far in the left, and this is because I have put the width to be 100. So I'm going to remove the 100% of here, and this should go into the middle of the div inside here, inside the card, in the middle of the div, and as you can see, they're all left aligned, which is great. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to see how it looks in the front end. Okay, now the things are looking better, as you can see. And now I have to go and add a button here that says buy now. And here we are, and we're going to add a button, and this button will say buy now. Buy now. Okay, and as you can see, it will take a little bit of, I don't know, 60, 70, 80% of the whole page. So the width, let's go advanced, and let's go sizing and spacing, and the width is around 80%, something like that, I think. Okay, let's save that, and we're going to start making the adjustments from the size. So let's go background first for the button. No, let's go into primary, and let's change the button color to a little bit of greens, not that green, something like that, I think. Okay, and when it hovers, it will create another green, so we have to put something like that maybe. Again, I'm not going to take all of those exact settings. And this green doesn't have this button doesn't have a custom class, which is unfortunate, but we're going to fix that by putting here a price button. Okay, let's copy the price button. Okay, let's copy this one, copy the styles and put those in here. And now that I have put everything inside here, and for some reason the text is not way here, let's clean that. Okay, I can see now that the button is not aligned correctly, but we're going to see why it's done that. This is not in the last div, I think. Price button and price button. Okay, this is correct, but let's change that in the middle, in the center. Okay, now it's correct. Okay, so I had to style that in the middle, and I forgot to do that. And now let's see. And as you can see, I had to put the width in the div and not in the button itself. And also I have put here a class here, but I shouldn't do that, price button. So this shouldn't have the class. This should have the class of the price button. And the price button should have this color and to be 800% of the width. So let's go for the sizing and spacing, and let's go for width of 80%. Okay, so let's go here, and we're going to put here to be 100% of the whole card. Okay, and of course align that in the center. Now we are better, and let's also check that button, and let's change the state to hover. And I didn't copy the color, so let's copy the color first. Copy the color. Let's go and change this state to a hover. And once this changing, the button color should be this, but a little bit lighter, like this. Something like this. And once I change that to original, I will see that it's changing, but I don't see anything that it's actually changing. Let me see. Okay, for some reason it's not changing. So I'm going to put in the state a little bit of vivid color just to have it something else like that. And let's change that to original and see. Yeah, it's not changing. And let's see if it has here in the link, it has a color. So I'm going to delete that. And now if I hover, I can see that everything is complete because I left the something in the ID. If you do that, you just have to go and select that to delete all the styles from the ID if something is not working. So let's go back and let's see if it's working now. Yeah, it's working. So let's go into the state of hover and let's change that to this color and give it a little bit of light text. Okay. And now let's go back to the original and let's go to the transitions. Effect transitions, and this should be 0.4, 0.3 or something like that. Okay, so we have something like that. Now the button, as you can see, has a little bit of edge, and so we need to put a little bit of edge ourselves. I think it has a little bit of edge. Let's see. Okay, it has a little bit of edge, and maybe we are okay with that. And now we need to put a little bit of padding inside here on the top and on the bottom. I think we're about 30 or 40 pixels. So let's go to the pricing card here, and I'm going to advanced and I'm going for the sizing and spacing and put here a padding of 40 and 40 at the bottom. Let's save that and see how it looks. Okay, and now I think it needs a little bit more of height, maybe. Need a little bit more space between those and maybe not too much of height here. Maybe 20, maybe 30 for the padding. Let's see, 20, 20. Okay, and 20 here. And save and see how it looks. Okay, I think it's better, but it would go a little bit better if it was 25 or 30. Let's go for 30. And let's go for the height to be 600 pixels. Okay, save changings and see how it looks now. Okay, and now I think it's way too big. Let's see. Probably 550. Let's save that. Refresh. Okay, you can see that we're pretty close, and we're pretty close for the height. So next thing is going to duplicate those. Let's select the pricing card. I'm going to duplicate that and duplicate once more. And now let's close that and let's close that so we can be able to move those in the next divs. So this would be here and this should be here. Okay, let's save that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, it's looking better. Now for the middle one, we have two more things to create. We have an outer line here, a border, and we have this ribbon. So let's see how we can do that. We're going to select the pricing for this one, the pricing card, and this pricing card will have a custom class, an extra custom class, which is the pricing card premium or something. What it says, the best value. Okay, best value. So we have the pricing card best value. One word, best value. And now let's go to advanced. Let's go into the borders and we're going for the color and we're going to put that for the color and we're going for solid and 1 pixel width. Let's save that and let's see how it looks. Okay, and I think it's a little bit more of blue, but doesn't really matter. You can see obviously that I'm not going to change the color. So next thing, we have the ribbon right here. Now let's see how we can do that. We're going, of course, into the price name, and before the price name div, we have to put another div. So let's add another div, and this will be on top, and this is the best value ribbon. Value ribbon. Hopefully I spelled that correctly. Okay, and this has a width of I don't know, 200 pixels. This will be in pixels. Okay, and this will have a color of this one. Okay, now for that I'm going to check a little bit. Let's go into the primary layout, and here I'm going to select the absolute, and I'm going to select top of 0. Okay, negative 60. Let's start with that. But before we change it, we're going to add the text, which is best value inside, so we're not confusing later on. And here we're going to add a text. Let's add a text. The text is white and it says best value. Best value. And it's in the middle of this div. So let's go for center. Okay. Now it has a little bit of space on top and bottom. It's not the same color, of course, but I think the space is okay. The text is okay. We don't need to change that. So let's continue with that div, this one. And let's go for the advanced. Let's go for layout, and let's go for the right. And here I'm going to put a little bit of 20. Whoa, okay, 50 to 50. Okay, 300 pixels, 300 pixels. Okay, 300 pixels. Okay, so now I'm going to put that on top, I think, for the Z index, but the one problem that is going to be is how to remove those edges, and we're going to see later on how we can do that. Let's see now. Next thing is to give it a little bit of a tilt. I know that we have a tilt of right, so we're going to back into effects, and where's the tilt? The transform, add transform, rotate by 45. Yeah, 45. Okay, and then let's go here and let's go back to the layout, and let's go back here to the absolute, and here we're going for array of 350. Have I put 350? No, I've put 0.5. 350. 350 and maybe 360, maybe 360, and this should be around here, maybe 30. Let's save that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, and as you can see, I cannot see it because maybe it's in the back, so I have to go for the div and put a Z index of 2, layout, and Z index of 2. And let's save that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, I cannot see it still. Yeah, it's all the way on top here. Okay. So let's open the structure. Let's open this particular repricing card. And let's go into advanced. Let's go into layout and select that to be relative. I think the whole section should be relative, but let's see for that. Save here and refresh here. Okay, and this now stays on top. Okay, so let's go now and grab that div. And now that I have this div selected, this div is going to be advanced, sizing and spacing, no sizing and spacing, layout, and here I'm going to change the numbers. Instead of 360 now, I'm going for 150. Okay, it's taking way too long. Let's go for 100. No, 100. No, 10. Okay, so it's relative, of course, to this div. It's relative to the div that I have selected here. So this should be, I think, 10 pixels. Zero. We're going into for 0. We're going to negative 20. Okay, 30. Negative 30. We're going to leave it as negative 30. And let's go for the top and let's remove that. Okay, we're going about 30. And here 30. 50. 50. Let's save that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, and as you can see now, this is okay. The only thing that is left is for me to remove those, and let's see how we can do that. If you can see here, let's see and inspect that element. Let's see how he does that. As you can see, this element is also something like that, but it has everything else is on top of this one, basically. So I paused the video a little bit because the phone rang. So now that we're going to change that, again, if you go here, you will see that he has created a div for the best value. This is the best value, and he has created a div, a square that is around that, and he has put the overflow to be hidden just for that to be hidden outside. So basically, if you remove that, you can see that the ribbon goes on, and the overflow basically will remove the capability of you to scroll inside an element. So we're going back to the our cards. We're going to click the pricing card. We're going to advanced, and let's go to layout, and here we're going to, where is it, overflow, and select hidden. And as you can see now, this looks okay. Let's save that and see how it looks in the front end. And we have created our cards. So of course it's not identically the same, but hopefully you have understand how you can build more complex layouts like that. Now I think this you can understand now how it goes. I would probably go for a div, not probably, go certainly for a div, an icon and a text, and then create those duplicate. And this is a div that has two divs inside. The one is this, and the one is all of those. The other is that. And inside the div we have an icon or an image that it goes straight in the middle of the top and of the left and right. And here we have two elements, a heading and a text, which going in here. And then we have the frequently asked questions. And as you can see, we have here columns. We have two columns and or divs. You can put that as divs, and all of those divs have a right and a bottom border that it's gray out black or black with transparency, and inside two elements. So they're not hard to do that. They're not hard to be copied. I think the most difficult one is to copy something like that. And hopefully you can understand now how you can create more complex designs. Now, if you liked a video like that, please tell me in the comments below, and I would create more videos like that. So I'm going to copy more advanced designs and see how we can do that with CSS and HTML. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you like the video. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.